that you see today, you will see no more. There was a certain day when God parted the Red Sea. There was a certain day when the Beis HaMikdash, the temple, was destroyed. And as a matter of fact, it was destroyed twice, and on the exact same day, the 9th of Av, 586 BCE and 70 CE. And this is an amazing thing, that God does things according to His calendar. And there is a precise day. Listen, the Yom HaMot, there's the day of your death. The Lord already knows the day that you're going to leave this world. And the reason we have to preach the Basuras HaGeulah is we want to make sure that when the Yom Mot comes, the day of your death, that you will not go to outer darkness or Gehinnom. You will go to Shomayim or Himmel. You will go to heaven. And it's so important to realize the kind of God we're dealing with in the Bible. He is the God that teaches you to number your days aright, Psalm 90. He's the God who brings things about. He only allows you to be tried just so long. For instance, in Daniel, I think it's chapter 8, verses 12 to 14, he says there's only going to be so many days. I think he says 2,300 mornings and evenings, or evenings and mornings. That's it. And we know that on December the 14th, 164 BCE, the Beis HaMikdash, the temple, was purified. That's the first Hanukkah. That the people of God only had to suffer a certain number of days. And we know that my wife, Linda, she had to suffer with peritoneal dialysis just so many days. God knew, we didn't know, but God knew that on Shavuos, June the 9th, 2011, she would have her kidney transplant. And those days of suffering would be over. Listen, friend, the Lord knows every day of your life. And He knows today. Today is the day of salvation. The Mashiach was to come on a certain day in a certain year. How do we know this? Well, when you read the book of Daniel, you find out that there were just so many years before the Mashiach would come. As soon as He came, He would be cut off or violently killed. Where is that found? Daniel chapter 9, verse 26. And after He is violently killed, it says that the temple, the Beis HaMikdash, would be destroyed. Now we know when that happened, 70 CE. The second temple was destroyed. So whoever the Mashiach is, He has to come before that time, according to Daniel chapter 9, verse 26, which says, Moshiach Yikareh. Now friend, this man does not qualify. Because you see, Micah, or I'm going to pronounce it the way it's pronounced in modern times, this prophet said that he would be born in Bethlehem, that he would come before the destruction of the temple, that he would be violently killed, and that means that he would be not only cut off but pierced, that he would die a terrible death, and it would be a death that would make an atonement. When it says when God looks on his nephesh and sees the suffering of his nephesh, that God will be satisfied that He has been wounded for our transgressions, and after that He will see the light of life. That's all found in the book of Isaiah, Yeshayahu. This man does not qualify. You have to look at the credentials of the Mashiach. And at this season, people are saying, now wait a minute. You're going to talk about a manger, and you're going to talk about Bethlehem and all of this stuff, and you're going to see this little feeding trough, and here's this little baby, and you're expecting us as Jews to come like those roim, those shepherds, and bow down before Him and serve Him and worship Him. We're Jews. We don't believe in that. That's like idolatry, friend. This is where, if you twist the scriptures, you will twist them to your own destruction, because in the book of Daniel, in chapter 3, verses 16 to 18. Those little Hebrew boys, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they say to Nebuchadnezzar, "O king, we will not pay Lamed Het, your idols. We will not serve your idols as deity." But then in chapter 7, four chapters later, verses 13 and 14, it says that all peoples will pay Lamed Het, the Moshiach, the Bar Enosh, when he comes on the glory clouds, because he's the Zunfun der Oibishter, and all peoples will fall down before him. You say, wait a minute, that's not in our Jewish Bible. Well, right here I have something called a dictionary.